So those are the two theories of the universe, and you know that's the reason I wrote the book the way I did, so that if you get that basic understanding, then you can place yourself where you are currently and see where you want to go with that. And there's no judgments. I mean, either way is okay. The universe doesn't care which way you create your life, but you might.
What else can they expect to find in here when they read it?
Yeah, and really, I started out with the basic understanding, and that's what you need to go to the next one, which is the creative process. And so I go into detail about how you can consciously create your life. And there is a very simple formula for creating, and it's just a three-step process of thought, word, and deed. And everything starts with a thought. You know, it was actually the thoughts of God, or the source, that created the universe, and it's our thoughts that create our individual lives. And so everything starts with a thought, and all thought is creative at some level, but the thoughts that really take you to a level of manifestation are the thoughts that you put emotion to. Mm-hmm. Okay, so because we have thoughts going through our heads all the time, you know, we're bombarded with stimuli from our environment, and that's the way it is in a universe of relativity, which is beautiful. But if you want to manifest something, then you need to pick out a particular thought and pursue it with the goal of manifesting it into your life. And then if you take that thought and project it into the world in the form of words or written speech, then you have created at a much powerful level, because your words are much more powerful than your thoughts. And then when you actually do the deeds or actions which those thoughts come to you from, then that's what brings the manifestation into your life. So it's a very easy formula, but it's very powerful. And when you understand it at a deep level, then you actually can see it work. And once you start doing that, then you start creating your life consciously. Uh-huh. It's a process. And because we live in a dimension of time and space, a process takes time. And so that's really the beauty of living on planet Earth, is that you get to kind of create what you want, and you create a desire. Everything starts with your desire, and then next thing you know, you see it manifesting into your life if you follow the formula. And it's very simple, but you have to kind of follow the process to understand it. Okay. Yeah.
What else is in the book?
All right. Once you understand the creative process, then I go into spiritual concepts that really help you to gain a deeper understanding of yourself. You know, concepts like awareness and acceptance and non-judgment and choice and consequence. And I go deeply into this idea of unconditional love. You know, take it to a deeper level so that, you know, you really understand it, and also a concept of oneness. I go, you know, deeply into that because it's very important. And then from there, we take it to a practical level of how you can use these in your individual life, and that's really powerful because it actually takes these tools and lets you, you know, employ them into your life, and you can see how powerful they are. And then the final part is how important we all are at this particular point in time on planet Earth. And it's really the last segment of the book is really powerful because it really shows us in a dramatic way how each one of us is helping to create this collective consciousness of the universe that we live in. And when we empower ourselves at a level where we're living in the paradigm of love, then we can change the way life is lived on planet Earth. Mm-hmm. And actually there's many theories going around, and documented several in here, that we are in an era of rising consciousness on planet Earth. And it's pretty exciting times, because when you understand this, you realize that you chose to be here at this particular point in time to be part of this process. And that's pretty exciting, isn't it? We've talked about this, and yes. It just is so empowering when you understand that you're here for a reason. And we're all here for a reason anyway. We're here to experience love. But if you take that reason and take it to a higher level, then we can collectively create a world where love is the new paradigm of life, and we will no longer live in this idea that we're separate from each other, and therefore we can rationalize all kinds of behavior, like going to war and killing each other, which you would never do if you were in love. And we can rationalize, you know, destroying the very livability of this planet, which love would never do. And so this shift from fear to love is going to change the way life is lived on planet Earth. And actually there's several theories right now that say we're already in the midst of that shift, and as soon as it reaches a point called critical mass, we're going to move into another way of living life, and it's pretty exciting. It all starts with you. This is so important. It's so critical to anybody out there listening, is it all starts with you. You are the one that is creating your universe. Now this is really powerful, Jonathan, and once again, I'm the living example, because I used to live in a world that was very fear-based. And now I live in a world that is so loving, Jonathan. I meet people like you. I meet the most wonderful people in the world because that's the world I live in. You know what happens? One of my best mentors, a fellow named Buckminster Fuller, he had this beautiful quote, and I live by it. He said, you know, you cannot change the existing reality. What you do is you create a new reality that makes the existing reality obsolete. And that's what he did, and that's what I'm doing too. I'm creating this world where people are looking at me and they're going, you know, I want to live in that guy's world. And in order to do that, I empower them with this one thing called love, and everything kind of grows out from there. So the most empowering thing you can do is to love yourself unconditionally, because you can't give out love to others unless you love yourself first.